This man trained for 3 years, 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, 100 squats, and a 10-kilometer run every single day. No rest, no excuses. He got so strong, he lost his hair and the ability to ever feel a challenge again. He can end almost any fight before it begins. And on this list, he's only number 2. So, who in all of fiction is strong enough to beat him? These are the 10 strongest characters in fiction, not the most powerful, the strongest. And there's one rule that throws out half the names you're already shouting at your screen. No reality warpers. No omnipotent gods who rewrite the universe with a thought. To make this list, you have to win a fight with your body. Raw strength, durability, the sheer refusal to stay down. Now, there's no objective way to rank this, so treat it as an argument, not gospel. Fight me in the comments, but fight me inside the rules. Let's climb. Number 10, the Juggernaut. Here's the thing about him. Once he starts moving, stopping him is almost physically impossible. The more ground he covers, the more unstoppable he gets, like a runaway freight train with a grudge, and that power isn't natural. Cain Marco was Charles Xavier's resentful stepbrother until he stumbled into a hidden temple and grabbed a glowing ruby, the crimson gem of Sidorak, and became the living avatar of a demon god. He's not pushing with muscle. He's pushing with the will of a god, channeled through a man who hates being told to stop. Number 9, Doomsday, the monster that did what no villain had done before, beat Superman to death. But the terrifying part isn't his strength. It's how he was built. On a brutal prehistoric world, a scientist threw an infant onto the surface to be killed by the elements, then cloned it from whatever was left, a little stronger each time, over and over for decades, until he'd made a creature that evolves the instant it dies. So the exact same thing can never kill it twice. You don't beat Doomsday, you just teach him how to survive you. Number 8, Thor. The Asgardian god of thunder, born with strength measured in shattered worlds, not bench presses. So why is a literal god only number 8? Because this is a list about pure physical strength. And on that one specific measure, the god of thunder is about to get outmuscled by the very next name. Thor wins almost any real fight with storms and an enchanted hammer, but raw, hands-on strength, he isn't even the strongest god on this list. Number 7. And if you're surprised it's Hercules, good. That's the point. Everyone writes him off as the weaker brother. So let me fix that. In the comics, Hercules once dragged the entire island of Manhattan behind him on a chain. He has held up the heavens themselves. The son of Zeus has some of the most jaw-dropping feats of pure lifting strength in the entire medium. And on raw muscle, he edges out Thor. The only reason he isn't higher, the 4 monsters above him don't have a ceiling at all. Number 6, and this is where the scale snaps. The Sentry, a broken, addicted man named Bob Reynolds, broke into a lab and drank a stolen serum and woke up with the power of 1,000,000 exploding suns. That's not me being dramatic. That's the official description. He has swatted aside heroes who could flatten cities like they were nothing. But here's the tragedy that makes him truly dangerous. All that power is chained to a fractured mind, and his own darkness has a name, the Void. The strongest the Sentry ever gets is the moment he loses control of it. Number 5, Superman, the one everybody pictures when they hear the word. Under a yellow sun, his strength, in some versions, has no fixed limit at all. He tows planets, he moves worlds. So why is he only 5? Because the 4 above him don't just have bigger numbers. They have the one thing Superman doesn't: strength that keeps climbing with no cap in sight. Which brings us to number 4. Number 4, Broly, the strongest scion ever born. So dangerous that as an infant, with a raw power level higher than the prince's, a frightened king exiled him to a barren wasteland to die. He survived, and here's what makes him a nightmare. His power has no ceiling, and it climbs while he fights. The longer the battle drags on, the stronger he becomes. He pushed the two greatest Saiyan warriors alive so hard that they had to fuse into a single being just to stand against him. You don't outlast Broly, he outlasts you. Number 3, Goku, the name half of you have been waiting for. A Saiyan raised on Earth who turned a lifetime of relentless training into God-tier power, all the way up to Ultra Instinct, a state where his body fights on its own, faster than thought. At full power, his clashes aren't described as city leveling. They're framed as a danger to the universe itself. He is the benchmark every who would win argument on Earth is measured against. But being a benchmark isn't the same as having no limit. Final two have no limit at all. Number 2, the man from the very beginning, Saitama. Remember him. 3 years of the most boring workout imaginable, and he came out the other side with no limit anyone has ever found. The joke at the heart of his whole story is that he's so strong, every fight ends in moments and nothing thrills him anymore. He has never lost. No one has ever seen his ceiling. On pure concept, he might genuinely be number 1. The only reason he isn't is that the character at number 1 has actually done it, on the page, repeatedly, to people on this very list. Number 1, the Hulk, the strongest one there is. And that isn't a tagline. It's the literal mechanic of how he works. Bruce Banner was caught in the blast of his own gamma bomb, and it rewired him so that his anger and his strength became the same thing. And here's the insight that makes him number 1. Every other character on this list has a limit you could, in theory, reach. The Hulk doesn't, because the angrier he gets, the stronger he gets, with no cap, forever. You can't outmuscle him, because the act of fighting him is what makes him stronger. You can't outlast him, because the longer it drags on, the angrier he gets. He has beaten gods. He has beaten names on this very list. You cannot win a fight against the living embodiment of anger by making it angrier. And that is the whole point of him. That's why he's number 1. So that's the list, but I already know what you're thinking. Saitama's one punch against a Hulk with no ceiling. Who actually wins? Honestly, nobody knows. It's the best unsettled fight in all of fiction, and I want you to settle it for me down in the comments. And if you're sitting there shouting, but what about the beings who can erase reality with a thought? You're right. That's a completely different list. Next time, we leave the body behind and we count down the most powerful characters in fiction, the ones who don't punch you, they just delete you. I'll see you there.